Is Louis Vuitton worth your money? No, seriously. Is it worth your money? Hey babes, welcome back to my channel. Oh my goodness, it's been quite some time. Wait, before I start rambling, for those of you that do not know me and just decided to click on my video, my name is Diana, and as you guys saw a few seconds ago, we're gonna be talking about Louis Vuitton and if it's worth your money. So first things first, you need to remind yourself that Louis Vuitton is just a brand. That's it. Now, if you want to go in there and spend your hardworking money, it's totally okay with that. Like, it should be fine. You shouldn't worry about what other people tell you. Why? Because it's what you choose. It's what you love. Just be smart with your purchases and pick out what you really like, and don't go in there and just grab anything you see because it's the last item or whatever. Just make sure that you get what you like. That's how you're not going to regret your purchase. So one thing that I would definitely recommend is to download the Louis Vuitton app and create an account. That way you could window shop or browse and make sure to put only the items you truly want in your wish list. And that's a very good way to helping you save some money. That way you don't go inside the boutique blindsided and just start looking at everything, and they will bring everything out for you and put it on the table. And they're like, what do you want? Pick one. You have to get this one. This one's the first one, like that. So you don't want that. The one way I find myself that I save my money is literally going on my wish list, going inside the boutique and showing her like, hey, do you happen to have this one? Or this one? Or this one? And if they don't have it, I'm not going to look around and keep on trying to just to buy something that I didn't even want to get in the first place. I feel like that is a technique that really helps me to save money whenever I go inside the boutique stores, because they could get you pretty quick and you need to be smart. So yes, babes, try to do that. It really helps me. It makes me budget myself, save money, just to make sure I don't overspend. Or sometimes I pick the items I want for each month and I save for those items instead of going in and just throwing my money away. It helps me really pick out what I want. Like all my purchases, I don't regret none of them. And I'm so happy that I'm able to say that, because I've come across a lot of videos where a lot of girls regret their purchases because it didn't work out or for whatever reason. So before I go in, like for example, for my Alma BB, she's up there, so I keep on pointing up there. For my Alma BB, I watched so many videos, so many reviews. I kept on stalking like all the girls. I kept on putting their little bag, and I was like, is that gonna work for me? Like, I don't know, right? So when I finally put my mind to it and said, okay, I'm gonna go buy this bag, I really want it. I went into the boutique, and this was before the shutdown. I went into the boutique and I was trying it on and I was like, oh yeah, it's cute. And I was still thinking about it. And I stopped myself and I didn't purchase the bag at all. I ended up purchasing this bag, I think like 4 or 5 months after. Just because I wanted to make sure that it was my bag. And I'm so glad I did that. That way I don't regret, that's why I don't regret my purchases. There's a problem that I have with my mother. And it's not big. She supports my channel 100%. She loves Louis Vuitton. She's always like, oh my god, what did you buy? Show it to me. I want to see what it was. Like, and she gets super excited whenever I make a purchase. But her problem with me is that she hates my purchases a lot sometimes because I tend to purchase a lot of small bags. And she hates that because she's with the mentality of, you just spent that much money on a tiny bag when you could have gotten the other big one. And I always need to explain to her that whenever you go into the boutique, you always need to purchase the item that you want. Just because, and this is a problem that I've seen a lot of people have, that they go in and they look at the bags and they're looking and they're like, damn, am I about to pay $1,300 for a tiny bag when I could just get the big one? When they know that they're not into big bags. Like, I'm not into big bags. I have 2 big bags. My Neverfull MM being the biggest. And then I have my Speedy. What is my Speedy? Oh, my Speedy 30. And I love them so much. And they're big bags just because I went in and I actually chose my bags. Like, I actually went and I was looking at them and I was like, okay, that's my bag for me. I like it. And I took that one. Now, she has an issue with me because I tend to buy a lot of small bags. And I always need to remind her that the reason I choose them is because that's what I want. And if I were to pick something just because, oh, it's bigger than the other one, I'm never going to use it. I know I'm never going to use it. See, she hated when I bought my key pouch. She's like, you just spent $215 on a key pouch? And I was like, yes, it's necessary. I needed a key pouch for my keys. That way I won't scratch the inside of my bags because I like to really baby my bags a lot. And I'm like, that way I won't scratch the inside of my bags. And I could just clip my keys in here, close it up, and throw it inside my bag. And I told her, this is why I don't regret my purchases, because I actually needed the key pouch. It was a necessity. Now, if I would have gone into the boutique and just walked around and I'm like, oh, I don't even know what I need, but I want to buy something, and I buy something and I'm not even going to use it, and then I'm going to regret, I'm like, damn, I just threw $200 or $300 on a small leather item that I'm never going to use. Now, banjos. You could spend so much money on these so quickly. Like, every time you could buy, like, maybe you're going in to buy a small leather good or a bag, and then you always end up adding one of these in there. I don't know why. And it could get pretty expensive because they're $185 to, I think, $195. So what I do to make sure that, because I kind of feel guilty whenever I buy these, I'm not gonna lie, I really do. I don't know why, but I feel so guilty. So what I tend to do is that whenever I go in and I see a bandeau that I really, really like, I don't buy it. I don't buy it. And I go home and I look at my calendar and I tell myself, okay, a month from now, you're going to go purchase the bandeau you really wanted. And the way we're going to do that is that we're going to start saving. And I start putting $5, $20, $15 to the side until I save my $200 to go buy myself my bandeau. And that's a tip that I'm giving you guys because these could be addicting. And I put them on my bag, I put them on myself, I put them on my hair, I put them everywhere. But if you really think about it, $215, because that's what usually plus tax and all that, for this, I feel guilty buying. Like, this is the type of item that I feel really, really guilty buying. But whenever I save for them, it's actually kind of like, oh, I did so good. I saved for my product. I deserve my product. And that's how I trick myself into buying these. And obviously, you know, I'm a diehard fan, Louis Vuitton lover, because of their craftsmanship. It's immaculate. Like, they're meant to last you forever and ever and ever. And that's what I love about it, because I pulled the microphone. And that's why I love Louis Vuitton so much. I haven't found myself to have an issue with their brand, except with my double zip pochette, but it's kind of the zipper part, but that's it. That's it. I love it. Okay, babes. So now, to make you guys feel a little bit better and more comfortable making your purchases, let's say you bought something and the time frame for you to return that item has passed. It's gone. There's no going back. Let me remind you about the pre-love market. The pre-love market, guys. It's amazing. It's a wonderful tool to use, especially if you're into buying and having your collection for luxury goods. Now, I'm going to give you guys 3 examples of how things could go your way, either in the good way or the bad way. I'm going to start out with kind of the worst thing that could possibly happen when reselling your items. Now, for example, my Neverfull MM and my Speedy as well. I've seen it on my Speedy as well. They are very classic items in Louis Vuitton. which means that a lot of people have it and they're always constantly making these bags, right? I bought my bag for, I think it was 1,540. And if I ever decide to resell my item, I would probably lose around 200 to 400 bucks on the bag. So I would probably sell it for 1,350, 1,200. It all depends on how fast this bag sells. But you need to remind yourself, okay, I lost a couple of $100, but I did use my Neverfull or your Speedy or whichever bag for a couple of months already. So it's kind of okay. That's the worst thing that could possibly happen. My second example would be, okay, my favorite This beautiful bag here is no longer made, not available. So when my husband bought this bag for me for Christmas 4 years ago, he got it for $1,050, I believe. Guess how much you could buy this one for right now? Since everyone's raving about it, everybody wants it, you could purchase this bag for 1,800. I've seen some go for 1,950. So you could actually get a profit out of this bag. You don't lose. Sometimes you do, like for example with my Neverfull, but genuinely you won't lose if you decide to pick the right items for you. Now my key pouch, I got this one for $215, and I've seen them go for $310, sometimes even $350 for this. Don't ever regret your purchases, and if you do, it's okay. You could always resell them, and that's why I feel like make sure you always pick the item you want. That way you won't have to go through the reselling process, because what if you do end up losing a couple $100, but then again you could gain 150 bucks more or $900 more. It all depends. So don't be afraid. Always remember, you could always resell your items. So if you couldn't tell, I'm pro Louis Vuitton. I love it. And the reason I could say it proudly and I could say it without any negative feedback is because I actually take my time and pick out the items I want. And that's why I don't regret my purchases, because I picked out each and every one of them. And I hope you guys take my tips and advice when purchasing, not only in Louis Vuitton, in any other luxury store. Just make sure to pick what you like. That way you won't regret your purchase. Thank you guys so much for clicking on my video. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe. You're gonna like it here. And please make sure to leave a thumbs up and comment down below. I want to know what you guys think. Is it worth it or is it not? Let me know. But that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, stay tuned, but most of all, you gotta stay beautiful.